Namaskaram. Shri Mahaganapatiye Namah. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. In today's humble samarpanam on Mayilpeeli, we shall chant, learn and understand the slokas of Narayaneeyam Dasakam 74. Let us first chant the sloka and then understand the meaning. Dasakam 74 talks about the entry of Lord Krishna into Mathura. Lord Krishna arrives in Mathura. In the city, he kills a washerman who refuses to give him clothes. Thereafter, he rewards a weaver who presents him with a lot of royal clothes. Then he cures Trivakra or Kubja, who is a hunchbacked woman, and then breaks the bow kept for the bow sacrifice. Dasakam 74, Sloka 1. Samprapto Mathuram Dhinartha Vigame Tatrantarasmin Vasan Arame Vihitashanas Sakijanaihi Yatah Purimekshitum Prapo Rajapatam Chirashruti Drutam Vyaloka Kautuhala Sri Pumsodhyadhaganya Punya Nigalaihi Akrishyamano Nukim. O Lord, reaching Mathura around midday and halting in a garden outside the city, you had your meal there. Then, accompanied by your companions, you entered the main street of the city, as if dragged there by a chain made up of the accumulated merits of the men and women who had heard about you and were thirsting for long to see you, says Bhattadri. We understand here that Krishna reaches Mathura, and after halting for a while and after having had his meal, he enters the main street of Mathura. It looked like as if the good deeds and merits of all the men and women of Mathura who had heard about him and were longing to see him had formed into a chain to pull him on to the main street of Mathura so they could see him. Dasakam 74, Sloka 2. त्वत्पादद्युतिवत्सरागसुभगा त्वन्मूर्तिवद्योषितः सम्प्राप्ता विलसत्पयोधररुचो लोलाभवद्दृष्टिवत् हारिण्यस्त्वदूरस्थलीवदयिते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवत् नैर्मल्योलसिताकचौगरुचिवत् राजत्कलापाश्रिताः. O Lord, the women who came to see you were similar to you in various respects. Your feet glowed with a reddish tinge. They were radiant and glowed with the intense love for you. You had a luster of rain-bearing clouds. They had beautiful full breasts. Your eyes always moved about, and they had eyes which were always desirous to see you. Your chest is attractive with many necklaces, and they were also very attractive. Your mild smile has a majesty of innocence. They had a majesty and they shined due to its purity. Your cluster of black hair is adorned by a peacock feather stuck in it. Their tresses were adorned by wearing ornaments, says Bhattadri. Here we understand that the maidens of Mathura who came to see Krishna looked as radiant as he was, all due to their merits. Dasakam 74, Sloka 3. Tasamaakalayanna pangavalanaihi modam praharshadbhuta vyaloleshu janeshu tatra rajakam kanchit patim prarthayan kaste dasyati rajakiya vasanam yahiti te noditaha Sadyastasya karena shirshamahkrutaha sopyapa punyam gatim. O Lord, delighting these women with your sidelong glances, and in the throng of people rushing past you with great joy and wonder, you sought some royal clothes from a washerman who happened to be there. The washerman denied you your request for clothes on the sneering excuse that the clothes belonged to the king and could not be given to you. You were overcome by anger and instantly cut off his head with your hand, whereby he attained salvation, says Bhattadri. Dasakam 74, Sloka 4. Bhuyo वायकमेकमायतमतिं दोषेण वेशोचितं दाश्वांसं स्वपदं निनेत सुकृतं को वेद जीवात्मनां मालाभिस्तबकैस्तवैरपि पुनः मालाकृता मानितो भक्तिं तेन वृतां दिदेशितपरां लक्ष्मीं च लक्ष्मीपते. Thereafter, O Lord of Lakshmi, you granted a place in your abode, Vaikunta, to the large-hearted weaver who joyously presented suitable garments for you to wear. Who can gauge the merits of a jiva? To a garland maker who worshipped you with an offering of garlands and bouquets and hymns of praise, you granted deep devotion and prosperity as sought by him, says Bhattadri. We see in this sloka how Krishna blesses the different people who impress him with their modesty and pure love. The weaver who gave him royal robes to wear, the garland maker who offered him garlands and bouquets out of love. Dasakam 74, Sloka 5. Kubjamabjavilochanam patipunah drishtvankharaghetaya datte sadhu kilangharagamadadah tasya mahantam hrudi चित्तस्तामृजुतामतः प्रतयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटं गृह्णन्मञ्जुकरेण तामुदनयः तावज्जगत्सुन्दरीम्. O Lord, being greeted and presented on the way with perfumed unguents and sandal paste by a lotus-eyed but hunchbacked woman named Kubja, you imbibed her heart with intense love for you. Then, O dear Lord, with the intention that her pure and straight heart should be reflected in her body too, you gently pushed her chin up with your hand and straightened her body, thereby changing her into a most beautiful woman, says Bhattadri. Here we understand how Krishna, with all his kindness, blesses Kubja, who was carrying perfumes for the king, but offered it to Krishna and Balaram with a whole lot of love for the two boys. Krishna lifts her chin up and clears her hunchback and makes her one of the most beautiful women of Mathura. Dashakam 74, Sloka 6. तावन्निश्चितवैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्तपापा जनाः यत्किञ्चिद्दत्तते स्म शक्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकं गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबन्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठम्बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलाम् आर्तिर्व्रजामि प्रभो. O Lord, people who were not too sinful and hence had realized the magnitude of your glory and had full faith in you, offered to you according to their capacities something or the other like betel, garlands and so forth. O Lord, how sad that I was not fated to be present there with palms joined in salutation and holding flowers etc. to offer to you, because of which I am now experiencing all these afflictions, cries Bhattadri. Here we understand that the people of Mathura, who understood his glories and who loved him deeply, offered him something or the other like betel, garlands etc. Dashakam 74, Sloka 7. Yeshamiti vimuktayaapi bhagavan आलेपदात्र्याधया दूरात् कातरया निरीक्षगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम् आघोषानुमितत्वदागममः हर्षोल्लसद्धेवकी वक्षोजप्रगल्पयोरसमिषात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता. O Lord, while that woman Kubja, who gave you perfumed unguents and who had been sent away by you with a promise to see her later, followed you with her eyes for a long distance due to pain of separation from you. you entered the city of Mathura through its outer gate. However, your fame had preceded you in the guise of the milk which flowed from Devaki's breasts out of the ecstasy experienced by her, by inferring from the din and bustle of jubilation outside her prison cell that you had arrived. Dasakam 74, Sloka 8. Avishto nagari mahotsavavatim खोदण्डशालां व्रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसानुपुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तर स्त्रिग्भिर्भूषितमर्जितं वरदनुः मामेति वादात् पुरः प्रागृह्णा समरोपय किल समां क्राङ्क्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि. O Lord, having entered the city of Mathura, which was in a festive mood, you proceeded to the hall of the bow sacrifice, to which the guards allowed your passage either on account of your charm or your majestic appearance. There, O Lord, you lifted up the great bow, which had been decorated with garlands and worshipped. You strung it, drew it, and broke it, all before the guards could even say no, no, says Bhattadri. Dashakam 74, Sloka 9. Shvam kamsakshapanotsavasya puratah prarambaturyopamam chapadvamsamahadvanistava vibho devanaro manchayat kamsasyapi cha vepatustadudita kodandakandhadvayi चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षिपूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया. O Lord, the thunderous noise produced by the breaking of the bow by you sounded like the inaugural trumpet call heralding the impending festival of Kamsa's death the next day, and it caused immense thrill to the celestials. Further, the tremor of fright generated by it in Kamsa's mind was highly enhanced by the loud wails of the guards, who was severely thrashed by you with the two pierces of the broken bow, says Bhattadri. We understand here that as soon as Krishna reaches Kamsa's palace, where the bow sacrifice was to take place, he just took the bow and broke it, and the sound of it was like the mark of the beginning of the bow sacrifice festival, which sent thrills to all the celestials, fears to Kamsa, as it was an indication that he was going to be killed soon. Dashakam 74, Sloka 10. Shishtai dushta janaisha dushta mahima pritya cha bhitya tata sampashyan purusampadam pravicharan sayam gato vatikam Shridhamna saharadika virahajam Kedam madan prasvapan Anandan avatara karya gatanad Vatesha samrakshamam. O Lord, while the good and virtuous recognized your glory with delight and satisfaction, and the wicked with fear, you toured the city, admiring its prosperity, and arrived at the pleasure garden towards the evening, where, conversing with Sri Dama, a great friend of yours, about the sorrow of separation from Radha, you went to sleep while feeling inwardly happy and expectant about the forthcoming culmination the following morning of the objective of your incarnation. O Lord of Gurubhyo, may you deign to protect me, says Bhattadri. Hare Krishna. Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Govinda Govinda Narayana Akila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Shri Haraye Namah. Shri Maha Periyava Sharanam.